down earlier, shouldn't have a bobby pin.
You should, it's
Jail.
like the pocketbook of the parent. You should have all the things for us.
Lesson learned.
Are you good to go for the, okay. All right, well, I call to order the City of Travelers Rest Council Committee meeting for Monday, December the 11th. I hope everybody is doing well. Thanks for all coming. We will kick us off with our Public Works Committee. Chair Chris.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. First, I'd like to introduce the Public Works Committees, myself, Council members Lisa Lane and Sherry Mara. Is there a motion to approve the November 6th Public Works minutes?
Second.
Thank you. So now we'll review the Public Works report for November, and we have Director Tate here. But first, I just want to say thank you and David for the beautiful trailer and the float. Yes, so beautiful. And thanking Sherry and Catherine, and then Brandy came and I came, and y'all were done, so thank you. But that was really nice.
Thank you.
You
Thank
know.
Thank you guys for coming out, helping to decorate the float. David's here tonight. Scott's has already left, and the other staff members, I want to personally thank them. They had the big hand in that. So, but it was a huge success. I think the police department, fire department, I want to thank them for the teamwork and participation on Saturday, even though it did rain the entire time. So I do want to thank all those for that. If I miss someone, I apologize for that. So I'll just go ahead and give you my update. You can look over the report, and I'll take any questions if you have any from the council. We should be hearing back from the grant that we applied for through Palmetto Pride. The deadline or the announcement date is Friday. So hopefully we'll get some exciting news Friday or Monday on that. We're working with Duke to get some more lighting installed up on Main Street, both directions, north and south. The trash collection, I sent out an email earlier in the month. The trash collection situation is going to remain as it was before. They're going to continue to use the rear load truck up here, so we'll be okay from the, we were thinking that we're only going to have to be able to put out certain things, but we'll be okay as putting that out. As long as it's bagged right beside the cart, Greater Greenville Sanitation has agreed to continue to collect that extra sanitation trash. The trees were trimmed on 25 yesterday from Rowe and Little Texas to Tigerville. We are working with Snyder Tree Care on trimming down on the south end at the split around the museum and get some of that down that way cleaned up. The report reflects we had a litter pickup back in November. We also had a shred event, so I think that was already mentioned. So anybody have any questions or at this time, remarks?
Oh, go ahead.
No, just no road complaints or animal control? Like, that's like the first month and
We did actually have
for one.
an animal control issue that we were able to handle a little bit earlier. Our computer system is still kind of in limbo right now.
Okay.
So we just don't have that reflecting directly on the reports this time. So hopefully we'll be back up and running with that within the next couple of weeks, maybe the first of the year. The sign machine is here. It's not installed. The programs have got to be put on the computer. So hopefully we'll be working on that and getting that situated. We had to wait a couple of weeks for a sign roller to come in, and Councilwoman Chris came out, and she was able to see that on Monday of last week when she came out. So.
And it's so cool, and everybody wants to use it. And that could be a way that the city earns money.
Revenue.
So any of you guys are welcome to anytime to come by and take a look at what we do down there.
Thank you so much. Any other questions or comments from the committee?
I just had, do you want to go first?
Yes, I'm sorry, Eric just reminded me the sidewalk right out here was replaced. We had an issue with it. The asphalt was up about 2 inches above the sidewalk, so we were able to get that 125 feet of sidewalk repaired last week. So
What was
Nice.
it up for? Like, I don't know.
I think when they built the new road and done some realignments over here before my time, I guess that's when it happened because the sidewalk had not dropped. It was the way it was poured. So I'm not sure how that It had like a 2-inch lip for about a 20-foot stretch right there.
So you were all to fix it with our equipment, or somebody came in?
No, we used our sidewalk contractor to do
Okay.
that. Mhm.
Nice. Any questions from the committee,
S-
comments?
I just had a follow-up question. I had emailed, I think you got copied on it, and since Chief Ford isn't here, I don't believe, the speed limit sign on Tubbs Mountain, there was a conflict on speed limit, the way it changed, an extra sign of speed limit from 30 to 25, but not on the other side. And then I think he had mentioned there's another dispute sign on State Park. How is that going?
That-
I just know that some residents have pointed out on Tubbs Mountain, because it's a highly trafficked road, that one has been pointed out a lot.
Thank you for bringing that up. I want to kind of give an update on that as
Okay.
well. We have reached out to DOT because that is DOT sign.
Mhm.
All the signs from, as soon as you turn off, there's a 30 mile per hour sign there. And then it goes to 35, but that 25, they're looking into that and they're going to follow back up. I did correspond with them via email last week and the week before as
Okay.
well. Just waiting on an update on that. It's actually their sign, so they have to be
Right.
the one to correct that. And the same thing for State Park as
On the
well.
one on State Park, is it on the other side, State Park Road, on the Walmart side?
I think it's actually that they're looking at all that down through there. The one at State Park that I saw that Chief Ford and I looked at is the one that's right outside the city, coming into the city.
Okay,
So they'll be taking a look at all those through there as well.
okay.
Any other questions, comments from council?
I have a comment. Please express to Greater Greenville a big thank you for working with us. This could have been a huge deal, and I appreciate them. It appears and sounds like they've been very accommodating for almost anything that you've had to go to them about, and I appreciate that.
That is correct, and I will do that. I actually talked to the director down there in reference to this issue. He called me after I made the initial call, and he was, 100% on board that, that logistically that truck is just not gonna work up here. And he said they had a couple of areas within the county that they had the same issue. So he assured me that they would take care of it, so I will let him know.
Did you get a chance to go out here into the grassy area between here and the farmer's market today?
I have not been over there today. No,
David,
sir.
did you get a chance to go back through there? Y'all need to look at that. It's terrible. Where the,
Swampy, like swampy?
Well, where there's all kind of sod tore up. I mean, it's, that ground's in bad shape.
Okay, but
Where all the tents were and all the foot traffic and all that rain, we got some serious problems out there. Is that sod?
yes, sir.
Some people even took it up on themselves to, I was there real late and, still pouring down rain and people had cardboard laying there where it was just all mud. There was mud, just tore the dirt up and the ground up pretty bad.
Yeah, I will definitely take a look at that tomorrow, sir. I will say that field over there does not drain properly, and it's the same way right outside the door here. Yeah, So-
Water standing there a lot of times.
I know we have an issue, and it may be something we have to revamp that entire area there.
I'd say that's gonna be a pretty good little, pretty costly.
Yes,
to
sir.
Get that fixed.
Yes, I will take a look at that tomorrow, and we'll get the sod contractor up here to take a look at it as well.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you all so very much. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Now we'll do public safety, Chair Byers.
Okay, call to order the Public Safety Committee for December. Present are myself, Grant Baumgartner, Shanice Chris, Wayne McCall, and Brantley Vest. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from November 6th?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. First, we'll review the Police Department report. Captain Kelly? Is there anything that you want to highlight on the report for us?
One thing is not on there, we are at full staff, knock on wood, finally.
Hey.
2 of them are not certified, so it'll probably be several months before they, probably be April or May before they're even out on their own. The opinion survey, we have between 100 to 150, but we had a few more that came in, so we wasn't able to get it on the agenda for this month,
Okay,
but it will be on the agenda for next month.
great. Okay. Does anyone on the committee have questions for Captain about the police report? Okay, anyone on council? Things are looking good. I appreciate you all and your cooperation with the incident that happened in front of Glenview Park, and I know you guys are working on that, and that was a tough situation to deal with, so
Yeah.
thank you all for that.
It was. Thank you.
Okay. It's so nice to get you two here tonight.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to.
Don't tell the others I said that.
Didn't work the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're sensitive.
Yeah.
I mean, on the fire department, not that they don't work.
Mm-mm.
We're working all the time. One thing right quick, Chief Robertson is not here tonight. His mother-in-law passed away, and they had her funeral today, so everybody keep those, their family in their prayers. Any other questions?
Does anyone on the committee have questions for Mac about the fire report?
But not about the fire report, but, last
Actually,
Monday,
I'm not even seeing the fire report in here.
last
Are y'all seeing
Monday,
it?
the accident at, State Park.
They pardon 25.
Well, yeah, it was, and then just prior to that, I was working down bottom Paris Mountain. I saw our guys going towards Furman.
Okay, I know, I got what you're talking about now.
And then-
4 calls at one time.
Yeah, and then we had, that call was handled actually by North Greenville.
Well, partially, yeah. What happened there was, that wreck came in. At the same time, we had a structure fire come in, just literally, you could see the two from where it was at. It was right past the Walmart sign, the first house, kind of in the hole there. So I diverted our 2 trucks to the structure fire. North Greenville was already coming to the structure fire. So we just held them up at the wreck till we could get a truck loose. At the same time, we had an unconscious person down the road. So had to go to that and something that I don't remember what the other one was, but there was 4 at one time.
When he mentioned that was the fact that aid agreement is in.
Absolutely.
I mean, tell Chief, I appreciate, those guys.
Oh, yeah. And
handling that wreck.
we do calls for them, they do calls for us. I mean, it's almost an everyday thing now, so. They're on our calls and we're on their calls. So.
I do not have the fire report. Did anyone else? And I meant to say something over the weekend and forgot, but
They gave it to me, so
I'm not placing blame on anyone. I'm just wondering procedurally, like, if you'll send it to us, but procedurally, we're not, like, motioning to approve these, so it's okay. All right, great.
She's supposed
Can,
Scroll up.
yes,
to need to scroll up.
thank you. Okay, you're off the hook, Max, since we don't have the report, we can't grill you right now.
Call volume's about normal. Call volume's about normal for this time of year. Call volume's always up when it starts getting a little bit colder, so. But, a lot more EMS calls this month. A lot of bad EMS calls this month, so. Unconscious people. Well, not necessarily the wrecks, but a lot of people having heart issues and the weather changing, the flu, and everybody's got COVID and all that stuff again, so. We're running a lot of those.
Well, thank you.
Are we ready for snow?
Are we ready for snow? We're always ready for snow. Our trucks are always ready for snow.
It's not gonna snow.
It's just I mean, when they say it's gonna snow or we start looking at forecasts and stuff like that, then we move some stuff around, but everything's always ready for that, so. Our new truck actually has instant chains on it, so we don't even have to chain it. All you do is flip a switch. And the new truck we just ordered has the same thing.
Great, thanks, Mac.
Thank you.
Eric, anything you want to mention about building and municipal court report?
Nothing in addition to the numbers in the building report. You can see that we've just seen a little bit of a slowdown in permitting this last month. I would like to mention, since we're talking about fire service, that we have, working on a letter to distribute to the not-for-profit or tax exempt organizations that will go out hopefully this week. I've had meetings with both the Woodlands and Furman University, and they've expressed interest in moving forward with an agreement and a fee agreement in lieu of the ordinance. So we hope to, this in review on their end by their attorneys right now. So we're waiting to have that back. Once we get that back, we'll move that forward to council for your consideration on that front. But I do anticipate that they'll move forward with an agreement for service on those two entities. And no other additions to the court report this evening.
Did anyone on the committee have questions about the building department or municipal court? Anyone on council? All right, motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you.
Planning and Development Committee, Chair Vest.
All right, call to order the Planning and Development Committee meeting. Members present, myself, Brantley Vest, Grant Baumgardner, Kelly Byers, Dr. Shanice Chris, and Wayne McCall. Looking for an approval of the minutes from November 6th.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. All right, I see, Mike, we have one project that rolled on the report for currently in the entitlement process. Do you want to touch on that or anything else on the report you'd like to highlight?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So as you mentioned, the Athens Street duplexes will be up, coming up to in front of y'all next, I guess would be in January. It'd be at the January Planning Commission, so it wouldn't be February till you all see it. But as you mentioned, they did start the process. They turned in their application this month. So that will be, you'll be seeing a lot more of that here in the near future, but I wanted to get it on your radar. One thing I did want to point out on the bike report, I updated it a little bit, made it look a little bit prettier. The numbers are much worse this month, so I wanted it to look prettier. So maybe that would help to to help the paint a little bit. No, it was kind of a cold month. We anticipate that around the holidays that the numbers would go down a little bit. They might bump up a little bit more. I think we're seeing the traffic in December so far is a little bit better than it was in November, but those did go down a little bit. But I'm happy to answer any questions on the reports.
Anyone on the committee got questions about the Planning and Development report?
Have they talked about the price points for the duplexes yet?
They have not. No,
Okay.
there were some numbers bandied about, but I don't think that they are set on anything yet.
Do you think it's supposed to be affordable housing or missing middle housing, or not sure?
I think the argument could be made it's potentially the missing middle, but I haven't really dove into it too much to give you an exact
Okay.
answer.
Thanks.
It's more of an art than a science, but yeah, I think it could be considered that at this point in the story.
So it's 4 units, is that right? 2 lots?
Yeah, they wouldn't be locked into any particular number. I don't think they could be able to fit any more than two
Per lot.
two buildings for total
Oh,
units.
got it.
Yeah, yes, sir.
All right, anyone on council have questions of the report before we move on?
Mike, I know at that community meeting, it was a pretty good size. Are we going to be able to have pretty good access for public speaking to notify them when that is for them to come? Is it like 2 weeks prior?
Yes, so there'll be signs out on the property that will be properly noticed before any meetings take place, and there will be ample time for public input. And they did reference at the time, like you mentioned, they did reference they would have a petition that they would be putting together as well. So all that
And
information will be presented to council.
And are those signs placed at the property?
Yes, ma'am, they will be.
Are there any other places that it's?
It would be, no, as far as signs, no. They'll
Just
be
at the
on our
property.
website. It would be a newspaper ad, and then there will also be a
Okay.
sign on site.
And just for clarity, so public input is at planning commission level technically.
Yes, ma'am.
And then it comes before us, but there's not a public input because that's when we get the who shows up to the, like it's supposed to be at planning. So we as a council need to push people to the planning commission for conversation, correct?
Correct. The
Okay.
public hearing is at the planning commission.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't let them wait until council meeting. They need to talk about it at planning commission
That's right.
level.
The
Okay.
earlier the better, absolutely.
That's right. All right, any other questions of council on the report? All right, Mike, 5-year review, you want to give us
Yes.
a highlight there?
Yes, thank you. If you don't mind throwing that up. Thank you, Carson. So there's a lot in your packet, a lot to go over here, but I just sort of wanted to break it down more into bite-sized chunks for the purposes of this committee meeting.
Yes.
Just kind of give you the broad overview. So I just want to bring it back real quick and just talk very quickly about the 2018 comp plan itself. And there was 4 core elements that the city identified through the process, and those are up on your screen there: smart growth, arts and culture, connectivity, and small town character. So these are the like it says, the 4 core elements of the comp plan, what the city is meaning to do over these last 5 years since that, before the 2018 comp plan, but really codified here in the 2018 comp plan. So if you move forward. So from those 4, the core elements, the city identified 6 core challenges. So if you remember, over these last few months, we brought forward the recommendations and then our progress on those recommendations for each of the 10 elements that the comp plan comprises. So each of those recommendations tie back to one of these 6 core challenges and answer one of these 6 core challenges. So I think we've done, just real quick, these 6 challenges are increasing livability for economic prosperity, improving land use form and character, ensuring housing affordability, managing growth, supporting alternative transportation modes, and preserving older neighborhoods while creating new neighborhoods of lasting value. So each of the things that we've done on the recommendation side, we really want to tie back to one of these 6 core challenges, and have we answered these 6 core challenges? And I can say unequivocally that yes, we have answered the vast majority of all 6 of these core challenges through all of the things that we've done, or a lot of the things that we've done over the last 5 years. So if you move forward, please. So I wanted just to give you a brief update, as I mentioned, on some of the things on the regulatory side that we've done first. So moving from the most recent to the oldest, this is going back a little bit before 2018, but I wanted to point out, actually we'll start from 2017, the single-family residential infill standards. So any new house that's built into an existing community has to meet certain development standards. Those are outlined in those infill standards. Our commercial design standards, same idea. If you're going to build commercial in the city, you have to build to a certain standard. So that really raised the floor for what is required in the city. So you see a lot of the newer commercial developments that have occurred since then really have to meet these additional requirements. Accessory dwelling ordinance in 2019, that's any secondary house or any mother-in-law suite, things like that are built, have to be built again to a higher standard. Connectivity standards, those are built into our subdivision standards, so all new developments have to connect to the city, not only via road, which they would do normally, but they also have to do it via sidewalk or any sort of multimodal transportation, so it has to connect to the city. You can't just build an enclave somewhere and cut yourself off from the rest of the city. It all has to be one connected area. Street and infrastructure standards, as I mentioned, that sort of ties in a little bit with the connectivity standards. That's going to be, we adopted the Complete Streets Ordinance, which basically says, again, you have to build these streets to certain standards. So we're requiring that you do so. You're going to have sidewalks. You need to have curb lawns, certain things that not only make the development look nicer, but helps the development function. Any new developments that come in have to function as part of the city. And not just be their own separate areas. Multifamily design standards, again, that's going to be any of our multifamily units are going to be built to a higher standard than they were before. Our short-term rental ordinance, which, as you see in our packet, we have 32 total short-term rentals in the city that have been approved over the last 4 or 5 years in the city. So that requires that they have to provide us with information on who's going to be the one taking care of the property. They have to bring it up to a higher standard. So as you see, there's sort of an underlying current here that we want to make sure that anything that's built in the city of TR is built to the standards that we require here. The tree ordinance, which that came about, I think that was my first. I want to say that was my first meeting here. That was adopted, so that's been a rousing success. We have. Don't quote me on the exact number. It's about $170,000 in the the tree mitigation fee fund right now, and again, that's available for the planting and maintenance of trees citywide. So it's a great program. We have a couple of other larger projects that are ready to pay into that as well, so that number will swell a little bit more. And you're actually seeing some of the benefits from that in the new, our new playground. We were able to plant those trees out there, and it's 11 total trees that we planted. So those are immediate benefits from that tree ordinance, so we're excited about that one. Zoning ordinance update, which we talked about last year, and that was tied in with the downtown district overlay. That we're excited about, and that's going to start to pay dividends here very soon with our downtown district. We want the downtown feel. We don't want to lose the character of our downtown. We want to amplify the things that work. We want to make it a human scale and really move away from the car-centric downtown. We want to bring it more to a people-friendly area. So that's where our downtown district comes in. So that's really on the regulatory side. Some additional things, again, I just want to just to touch on some of the things that we've been doing over the last few years. Some meaningful progress that we've had here in the city. For our public safety friends, we were able to get salary increases and get that grade up to be able to compete with some other areas in the upstate. We've added new positions on the public safety side, and we're continuously modernizing the public safety equipment as well. On the communication side, we've hired Beth, and she's been wonderful, as we all know. So we've had she's able to get us just a much higher quality communications on our website, and she's very active on social media, so she's really, as the forward face of the city, is doing a great job there. She helped start the quarterly Downtown Merchants meeting, or we've started that recently. She's also developed the e-newsletter, and then some quick projects she's worked on or has been working on, the Browse and Stroll Market and Cultural Arts and the Holiday Hop, amongst others. A couple of things that you see, obviously, the updated parks and playgrounds that we've done over the last couple of years. The playground is obviously a huge hit. That's every time I go to take my walks, it's always jam-packed. So that's obviously a wonderful program. It's growing every day. And our parks and other parks and playgrounds, the Trailblazer Park and then the Athens Park, we were able to update recently. And we're constantly adding sidewalks and multi-use paths citywide. So we've got different. Our North Poinsett project will be probably the biggest one that we've had here in quite a while. But the Pinestone project as well, just being able to have the connectivity from not only from Main Street but from Row and from State Park. So it really makes it more of a connected downtown. So very excited about all these things. As I mentioned before, the forestry grant for the tree inventory and tree care program. So that actually, I didn't mention that. I apologize. So that was a grant that we received earlier this year that allowed us to inventory trees along Main Street. We have Schneider Tree Care helped us with that. It helped us put together a website as well. So once that's up and running, we'll be able to click on a map of the city and see every tree in the city, its health, its age, its health, and its maintenance program to be able to give us an idea of where we need to put some of those tree funds potentially to replace or to help maintain some of the trees that are existing out there now. Our facade improvement program is doing great. We were able, so far we've leveraged $35,000 from the city into about $150,000 of total repairs and improvements to commercial projects or commercial buildings in the downtown core, essentially. So we're real excited about the facade improvement program. We've had some real good success with that. And then as I've touched on a little bit, we've the redevelopment of key corridors in certain areas like the Spring Park Inn, which we're excited about, and then Pinestone as well, which is obviously just sort of a transformational change for downtown. And then just real quick, some meaningful progress to come. You all know about all these, but I just want to let you know that we're not done yet. We still got a lot of work to do, and these are just a very quick update. Poinsett Highway, which I mentioned, the streetscape project, Main Street, McElhaney Diagonal, those will run together. The parking, we're always looking to looking to find smart places to add parking downtown. So we restriped a portion of Main Street by Row, added about 8 spots. I think it was 8 or 9 spots there. We ended up with 9. Just trying to find places for people to park downtown so they can get out and walk and enjoy downtown on foot rather than having to park directly to where they're going. And then a couple other large projects which we're extremely excited about, and those are just getting going, is the YMCA Greenway Trail Connector, which should be in progress here pretty soon. You'll be seeing some work out there pretty soon. And then our Wheels Park, which we just signed or we're in the process of signing the RFP for our, what we're calling the Wheels Park, the bicycle slash, I guess all other wheeled contraptions that are not electronic.
All the wheels.
Yeah, skate park,
Except
thank
the
you.
ones with motors.
Yeah, no motors. So those are just some of so I just wanted to key on a couple of those quick things. Basically, the half, or probably 80% of the packet that you guys have is that information. I just wanted to give you sort of the nutshell of what we've done, what we're in the process of doing, what we've done over the last 5 years. We're hitting a lot of our marks. We're hitting the vast majority of our marks, and I think we as a city are doing a really good job on that front. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mike. Really appreciate it. And a lot of work has gone into this. Really appreciate that. And then putting it in a digestible form is also very much appreciated. So we will need to vote to send this to full council for first reading, but we'll open it up to the committee if you've got any questions for Mike. Anybody on council have questions of the 5-year update?
I don't have any questions, but not to be mushy or navel gazing, but when I think back where years ago, Wayne, when you were mayor, Grant, we knew growth was coming. We were like, we're going to be smart growth. And Harvey's saying, we're going to be smart. It's going to be sustainable. That list explains how we as a council and a local government have followed through on that promise. Now, do residents still drive through at 3:45 when the high school is getting out and mad about it because the growth of Travelers Rest? Yes, but all those things that we put in place, that's given us a lot of the preservation piece, which I know we all want to preserve. So all that to say, that makes me very proud to look at that list and know that we've been consistent. I mean, just the tree ordinance alone was just such a big deal and following through on that. So all that to say, we've done a really good job following through on things. If Greenville County could take that roadmap, I think they would, they could steal it from us. You can have it for free, but we've done a really good job following through on those priorities with your help and Eric's help,
Mayor's words on that completely, that I'm very proud to say, those of us that have been up here for a while, we put a good roadmap in place, and it has been followed over the years. And even though, I don't know if any of you looked at any of the comments, oh my gosh, there's pages of comments that people.
This many pages.
Yeah, it was incredible. But so many of them in there are complaining, and they're complaining about the growth, not understanding what we as a council have done to help mitigate that and make this actually, it could be much worse than it actually is. And I'm proud to say I've been a part of all of that.
When you pull up and look big picture, I think pausing here, you see the benefits of some of those decisions that we've made with the, what do we call them, the ghost sidewalks where they just disappear. And, you know, like a lot of those little things that add up.
I do have a question about the comments of people not understanding what all has been done. How will the review be communicated out to the community so that people are aware of the progress and the things you just went through for us?
Yeah, so it's a daily occurrence. We try to get out the word as best we can, whenever we can, and that's, you know, that a lot of that falls on me to get that word out to folks, just to help understand that, yeah, the sort of the negative aspects to growth that people see, we as council, we as the city have really taken as many steps as possible to try to mitigate those concerns, knowing full well that, you know, you're never going to make everyone happy all the time. And a lot of my guess is the fair share of the comments are from folks that don't live in the city or don't really understand some of the things that the city has done while still seeing a lot of the negative externalities from growth that maybe are occurring outside of the city or could traffic just driving through the city every day. But it's really incumbent upon city staff and city leadership to make it known that we're doing things the right way. We're trying to do things the right way.
I wonder if, oh, I'm sorry.
Are you going to say something regarding that?
I was.
Okay, me too.
Go
ahead.
I was just thinking Beth is so creative in how she delivers information, like not the 12 days of Christmas because we were already too close to it, but I wonder if there's a way for her to do some social output because it is, I mean, that's kind of gold of information that I think constituents would feel. So I was just thinking maybe there's like a creative, something cute that she could do or bite-sized information. Happy to think with her on that.
And also thinking like a frequently asked questions, and
Oh,
so
yeah,
like,
that's
why, what's happening to this growth, and that, these are the things we put in place, you know, things like that. So yes, the communication piece.
I knew we were on the same page.
Yep.
I almost think,
If you flip through some of these comments, well, one to start off, I live right outside the city limits, but this is my town, you know? I'm sorry, you live outside the city, and we are elected to make decisions. And some of us have actually been sued for making decisions concerning this town. Me twice. So if there were any way to track this, would you give me some kind of estimate as how many people are actually outside the city that make these comments? Do you have a way to track that, Mike?
Well, so we have the number of residents that took the survey versus non-residents, and that's, and now this isn't perfect, but out of the 534, 334 said that they lived within the city. So that's
That's
2/3.
pretty good.
People outside the city trying to make decisions for us.
Yeah, and those aren't even ironclad 334. We're not certain. Without sending out a mailing, maybe, and having people return the mail to us, we know for sure, but that's.
One thing I know about campaigning is that a lot of people don't know if they're in city limits or not. So I'd say that those numbers are probably not.
You can only do what you can do, and everybody, you know, since I've been back, second meeting, but you're doing a good job. But everybody, I know where your heart is. That's huge to me, because I'm an old guy, and I'm gonna hang it up again real soon. And so, as long as you got the interest of this town, I'll be there to back you as far as I can. But I will not accept when somebody is not a member of this community, they might have a Travelers Rest address, to tell us, this group, this body, how and what to do with the town. When we started this gig, you couldn't even buy a pair of socks in this town. I'm telling you, you couldn't even buy a pair of socks. And this, you know, look where it's at now. So, chin music, man.
20
That's what that is.
years ago, what Wayne's talking about is 20 years ago, when we first started all this, Walmart started coming to town. Walmart wanted to come to town. And for those that don't know, that election, there were 9 people running for 4 seats on city council that year. There were 6 of them that were actually on the ballot, and there were 3 of them that were running as write-in candidates.
And doggone near got elected.
And here's the thing that happened, though, is that all the people that said that they were in favor of Walmart coming to town, because Walmart came to us. We didn't go after them. They came to us. They wanted to conform to our rules, and all 4 people who said that if they go outside the city, we're going to have all the same problems and none of the income off of this. The 4 that said that we wanted it all got elected.
Well,
And Wayne was involved in almost fights. There was a mess getting that thing up and rolling, but we've done it. And
We knew from people we were dealing with, when Walmart, when they were coming to this area, Walmart goes out into the area that they're considering, and they buy options on property. Might not actually buy that property, but they buy options. There are 3 options, one at Cherrydale, one over here on Old Buncombe where the neighborhood market is now, and this one up here. So we knew emphatically, without a doubt, they were coming to this area. Now, do you think 2 miles down the road is gonna stop people from going out of the city, from going to Walmart? I mean, so, you know, we had enough smart people at the time to stand their ground and say, they're gonna build here.
And it came out that most of the people that were making the loudest noise they were outside the city limits. So thank you for tracking all of this, putting all this together. I think this is great.
job.
And ultimately, I'd say to people, if you really think TR is that bad, just take a trip down to Simpsonville or drive through Malden.
All right, so we do need a vote to move this thing forward, so,
Motion to approve.
there we go.
Second.
All right. Let's see, what else? Oh, zoning ordinance text amendment, Article 5 and 6. Mike, would you like to touch on that? We'll need to vote to move this forward as well.
Yes, sir. This is the same ordinance y'all looked at last month. I had a brain cramp and said
Yeah.
you didn't need a vote, so we'll just need a vote on it this time.
Yeah. Sounds good. Does anyone need to highlight or question the amendment here? If not, we will open it up and look for a motion to carry it forward to council.
Motion to move it forward.
Got a motion? Thank you. Grant? All right, just open it up. Any questions in general for Mike from the committee? Any questions from council?
I just wanted to do a I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just saying, great
Okay.
job.
It is a great job. I just want to do a follow-up. I would love to see Beth highlight the positive and almost have a tab. So, 'cause I've had comments, I think if the community could see not just a one-time year finale, but even throughout the year when we do like the tree ordinance that we did for, the positive things, so that we can have that for them to see. I think it's a lot of pressure to have on one person, and it might help Mike with phone calls, I think, also, for being the planning guy. But to have like meaningful progress and that someone can go to that tab and see what's going on that's happening.
I think like a dashboard of,
Correct.
Yeah, that'd be cool, especially a point set.
I think it would be helpful for us too.
On the website.
Great idea.
And that app is amazing, and if it's on the website, that app will take you that also. And if it's something that's just passed, then that app can notify, hey, this just happened.
Great idea.
It's great. All right, if nothing else, look for a motion to adjourn.
Move.
All right, Ways and Means Committee, Chair Bum.
All right,
Or-
I'm going to bring the Ways and Means Committee to order. Brantley Vest, Shanice Chris, and Kelly Byers and myself are all present. Do I hear a motion to approve the November 6th minutes?
Motion to
So
approve.
moved. Second.
All right, we've got that. Second piece of this is business license NAICS code change scheduling update. This is every other year process that we have to go through. It is mandated. We have to, by ordinance, pass this, and Eric has already been so kind as to go through one he's highlighted. First page that was in our packet shows what has to be done on a yearly basis, and then he went through and highlighted what we actually have to do, showing what is coming up yet in years to come. And then he took the actual ordinance that we have and has already made the changes in red that need to be changed. A couple classifications taken out, some new wording of some of that, and that is all inside our packet already. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask Eric concerning any of this? All right, hearing none, do I hear a motion to send this on?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Thank you, Kelly. All right, we've got that. Anybody else have anything for Ways and Means right now? All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you. Old business, we have none. We will go into executive session to briefly discuss the board and commission potential appointments. So do I have a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Second by Lisa. All right, all in favor? All right, Ms. Sharon, you want to give us like 10 minutes on that?
Oh, okay.
Get started. So we are coming back from executive session. No vote was taken in executive session. And now we will move into new business board and commission appointments. Do I hear a motion for our upcoming new boards and commission seats for 2024?
I make a motion to approve the following. Second before I read them out.
No,
Oh,
go ahead.
let me
Yeah,
see.
go
Okay,
ahead.
We know we don't. For the planning commission, I make a motion to reappoint Diane Maxwell and Don Watson, and to appoint Ben Kozlowski to the vacant spot. The Board of Zoning Appeals, I move to reappoint Leslie Alexander and Susan Donkers Franklin. For the Board of Zoning Appeals, we have no one, nobody other than those two to reappoint. For the ATAC, Accommodations Tax Advisory Committee, I move to reappoint Kristen Haselman and Kristen Leroy, and to appoint to the vacant position Bryce Bay. For the Building Codes and Housing Board of Appeals, I move to reappoint Ron Finley. For the Municipal Election Commission, I move to reappoint Harvey Choplin.
Great.
And that concludes my,
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Wayne. You've heard that motion. We have a second.
Second.
Second by Kelly. Any further discussion or comments? Okay, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you very much. Next, we'll do miscellaneous matters. Eric, do you have any administrative updates for us?
Not for this evening. We
Alright.
have an exciting week coming up next week after our meeting. Just everybody scheduled for a council dinner after our next council meeting next Thursday.
Great. All right. Anything for the good of council from council? Motion to adjourn?
I'm proud of y'all for braving the rain.
I motion.
All
to
right,
adjourn.
motion from Lisa. Where's my second?
What?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Is that allowed? This is like the first time
That
in my
will-
history
that
that
will
Grant,
be pressed.
you should pay attention.
What? Oh, that you beat him? All right.
You should have paid
hold-
attention, Grant. Ooh, it's like,
Okay, hold still.
everybody knock on wood or something.
Get the last motion.
Oh my
You
gosh.
didn't make the motion to adjourn?
Uh-uh.
Grant's over
Oh,
here
sorry.
shuffling
I withdraw
papers.
my motion to adjourn.
Okay, so that meeting has ended. Now we will start the, here, let me get this, let me get you guys under control a little bit. Okay, now we will open the City of Traverse special meeting in the council for Monday, December the 11th. And I would love to hear a motion to go into executive session for us to have our city administrator interview.
Motion to go into
Okay.
executive session.
Motion by Brantley. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Kelly. All in favor? All right, thank you.
Sorry, Grant.